Welcome one, welcome all. This is Lions Central Radio. I am Nick Castora. Brandon Alisclu is alongside for the ride, as is Mike Payton of Sideline Report. As you folks can imagine, plenty to get to on this episode of the program. Some coaches were fired. We're recording on Tuesday, so it just happened yesterday before the team took off for London. Joe Lombardi, Washburn, Heffernan are out. We'll break that down, what it means. Jim Bob Cooter taking over with offensive coordinator duties for the time being. We'll try and make some sense of this loss to the Vikings, a game that started out so well for Detroit and really just hit a wall pretty early. And at some point, maybe we'll look across the pond to this game against Kansas City over in London, see how many of you folks are going to be getting up early for that one. Before we dive into everything, though, my co-host, Brandon Alisclu.
As always, folks, we want to thank you for listening to the show each and every week. As painful as it might be sometimes, considering the run the Lions are on, but again, we appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys continuing to share it with a friend, family, or coworker, or whatever it may be. And also for clicking through that Amazon banner on the site, lionscentralradio.com. And folks, let's just dive right into it. We have Mike Payton again along with us from Sideline Report. Mike, I know you're devastated that Lombardi's not going to be with the team anymore. He's been relieved. Do you think that this is going to have any impact on this season or specifically this coming week?
Guys, I am just distraught. I just stopped crying about 25 seconds ago. I think we'll be able to get through this. But honestly, this is something that I'm a little surprised. I thought that they would wait to the end of the season or at least to the bye week before they decided to let him go. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't let him go after Arizona game. I think that this is definitely something that the Lions can overcome. Obviously, they're not making it to the playoffs this year, so this is kind of just going to be an interim run for Jim Bob Cooter, which, come on, that's the coolest name ever. I can't see the Lions doing anything of substance this year, and I think that the offense is going to slightly improve, if anything, but I don't think that's going to translate into a 10-game win streak or running the table or anything like that. And
Well,
I don't. Go ahead.
Was this enough? I mean, I think that's the question a lot of people are asking, because Lombardi, I think we all knew, was on the chopping block, whether it was now, whether it was after the London game, or when they decided to do it. His head was going to roll, so to speak. But I guess I'll ask you first, Brandon, because for me it's not. But to you, was this the move? Was this the right time for this move, and was this the only move that they needed to make?
Well, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and flip this right back to you real quick. You can't fire everybody. So if you fire the head coach, the offense coordinator, let's even say the quarterback's coach, who's coaching this team and who's running the offense?
Yeah, and like when I say I don't think it's enough, I guess I should say in context. Right now, you can't fire everybody. I think at the end of the season, there needs to be a full regime change. But for now, for this moment, is removing Lombardi, Washburn, Heffernan. Is this an interim move? Is this good enough for you?
It's going to be interesting. I saw somebody on Twitter, I want to say it was Jeff Risen. I hate when I don't have the actual name for these things, but talking about how Lombardi and these other two have been forced on Caldwell a bit by Mayhew, and that these are kind of Mayhew guys, using air quotes, so that this could be Caldwell putting some distance in between him and the general manager, which is an interesting move because obviously there's going to be a full postseason examination, and I'm sure the firings are not going to stop with these three. As far as what needs to happen now, this isn't a situation like Miami. I don't think. I think this is actually a scheme problem. These guys aren't doing things correctly on offense because they're not sure what to do, which all comes down to offensive coaching. So I think ultimately the guy at the head of the offense needs to go. Keeping Caldwell for right now is just kind of a cosmetic move. It's a Band-Aid. We got to get through this season one way or another. And, one of the impressive things, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but the Fords are on the hook for Lombardi's contract through next year.
1.3 mil, I think, through 2016, I think was the number.
So I know a lot of people say the Fords need to go or whatever else. I'm not really sure that they really have that much to do with it. They obviously are willing to eat that money because the team sucked. So I guess, in a way, I just found the silver lining. Mike tried to outdo that. No? Nobody?
You broke up there for a second. I think what you want me to do is outdo that. And basically, I will say this. I think when you can't make in-game adjustments after the defensive coordinator that you're going up against did, that's a fireable offense right there. And you saw that against San Diego. You saw that against Arizona. You saw that against Minnesota. And enough was enough. And I think, that 3rd and 13 pitch to Theo Riddick in the fourth quarter was the straw that broke the camel's back. And it was just time to go. And it's tough when you see anybody lose their job, especially mid-season, and especially guys like the Washburns. They're good people, but enough is enough, and if you can't get the job done, you got to move on to somebody who can.
Well, it's not just that. As far as you can't move on to somebody that can, presumably this year. It's weird that Washburn has taken such a hit, though, because a couple of years ago he was the man. He was that offensive line doing so well, and it had an undrafted free agent rookie right tackle, Dominic Raiola and Rob Sims were having great seasons. Who saw that coming? But now it's did they just throw the baby out with the bathwater? Are these problems that they're having during the game? And I watched a lot of those sacks multiple times. It was difficult to understand how, at first, when you watched it live, how they were able to get through so well. But one thing Minnesota does, and it's something that Terrell Austin used to do, they still do to an extent, but Minnesota would walk 7-8 guys up to the line of scrimmage on passing downs, and then you wouldn't know which ones were backing off. So the one where there was one where they were able to get right through the line, and it was because that they had shifted the coverage or the pass protection to the right, and then the guy came crashing down the left side, and it was a 3-on-2. Well, that's because they also had two guys to the outside of the right tackle. So they don't have the right things in place, it seems, to make sure that they're covering all their bases. So that's why you have to make this move. Nick, I guess, do you have any faith that Jim Bob Cooter is going to get anything different out of this unit moving forward? I think we lost Nick.
Oh.
God damn it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't even know if I can add him. Oh, let's see. Nick. Really? Why would he not be in the people I can fucking add?
Let me see if I can add him. Okay, I don't really know how to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
God damn it, we're gonna have to fucking start over. I guess I could just rip them together.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. It's fine with me. Your show.
All right. All right, we're gonna have to call you back. Sorry, man.
Hey, no, bro.
All right.